And the story of these things would read like a spy novel. It would, I mean, make Tom Clancy look like a comic book writer, you know? So this is an operation that Yad Lachem has taken on of necessity. It's truly the fulfillment of that passage that we read in Masechta Sanhedrin that says the person who saves one Jewish soul is like saving the whole world. And there are about 15,000 girls in this status. That's an estimate, probably a low one. It's hard to really have hard numbers. They don't kind of register when they move into the village and send notes to the Israeli Bureau of Statistics. But they're there and they desperately need help. It costs money. It's not easy. People have to be paid off. There's drivers, and there's safe houses, and there's a whole process. There's caring for, there's temporary issues and settlement issues. Sometimes they have to leave the country. It's a whole complicated situation. Yad Lachem has never been afraid of a challenge. From the time that Rabbi Shlomo Ber Lifshitz started this about 60 years ago, first starting with the influence of the Chilonim, who were trying to take away Jewish identity and start a whole new Jew that was really going to be just another, basically just an old goy. It's a whole story in itself. This is desperately, desperately needed. I'm coming to you tonight, one Jew to another, asking you to care beyond what you can imagine. This group here has the capacity to do something. If you could just, amongst yourselves, say, okay, let's start with one. I'll end with the story. Some of you know it. Pardon the repetition if you do. A man was walking down the beach one day. It was Malibu. In the distance, he saw a kid. There had been a storm surge, and stuff was all over the beach. Kinds of flotsam and jetsam, detritus, whatever you want to call it. And he sees this kid bending over and throwing stuff in the water. As he gets closer, he sees all these starfish all over the place. You know the story? It's a great story. And it's hundreds of starfish all over the beach. He picks one up, throws in the water. Picks one up, throws in the water. Picks one up, throws in the water. And the man says, "What are you doing?" He says, "I'm putting them back in the water." He says, "There are hundreds of them. You can't possibly make a difference." He picks one up and says, "Makes a difference to this one." Throws it in the water. It makes a difference to this one. Ahmed bin Sarah, one individual, needs our help. Will you bend over like that boy did, who thought that with the whatever time he had, he could make some difference before they died? Will you be one that does that? I know this sounds really emotive, and you say, "Oh, the guy was probably a really good preacher in his day." Who cares? Who cares? I care about what we can do here, now, today. Because ultimately, me standing in front of you and you sitting here today, there's more than a video being recorded here tonight. There's another video being recorded in a realm that we don't see. And there's going to be a playback on that one. And you know what? When that one's played back, I want to feel good about it. Go, "Oh, thank God we did something." And not, "Oh, I had an opportunity and I really blew it, and boy, I feel awful." You know, klima, and all those other terrible words that we read about. We don't want to feel those things. Ladies and gentlemen, you can do something, and together we can do great things, because we are the community of God. We are Klal Yisrael. We are the miracle people. And I invite you to participate in a simple action that will cause great redemption. Ad bo Mashiach tzidkenu b'mehira b'yameinu, and everyone said, Amen. Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much, Gavriel Sanders, for your inspiring words. Thank you all for coming to support Yad Lachem. Please feel free to have refreshment, and make sure you drink Shlomo Kol before you
envelopes here, take credit cards, and average charge to say from there to here to Selling the fashions.